Councilman Pizzi? This is on the enforcement officer.
Yes, Southeast 35 Trenton Avenue. Where are the meters other than the parking?
No.
Where are the meters in
No,
Edison?
Okay. Yeah, are you being facetious?
No,
Okay.
I mean,
No,
it
Bill
require
used the
4
term
new
meter
people
maid
to
because
come on
it's a
board.
person that's, if there's a parking violation, the person will ticket you, okay? But they're not a police officer. They don't carry a gun. They have a different uniform. It's almost like he likened it to a meter maid. And he said, are we going to have meter maids? Well, no, not actually, but yeah, they're like meter maids. So, no, they wouldn't necessarily deal with meters. They'd be going up and down some of these streets ticketing these
And-
cars that are illegally parked.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Not ticket takers, they're ticket givers.
Right. Ms. Wall.
Irene Wallfleet Avenue. I just couldn't help but understand what was going on about this meter maid. And it dawned on me that we did have an option to get some space on the other side of the train station. And if we're looking for income, why hire a meter person or a parking officer when we can expand that other side and charge the people there to park? I mean, I don't go to the train station. I've only been there once. But I've seen people park in muddy, rutted spaces, and that would solve a problem, 2 problems. Obviously, one, not having to pay someone, and taking advantage of what was there before Mr. Golden came in and was offering us the sun and the moon and everything else, and just get the parking there and charge those people. And Lord knows they would want to pay, because they need to get to New York or wherever the train goes, whichever direction. So I'm not too sure this is a good idea about this meter person or
That's not a
parking
meeting,
person.
okay. No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Nemitz?
Esther Nemitz, 162B Fay Street. Was this designed in conjunction with the upcoming ordinance 1680 about the described parking zones that we have, so that this would basically deal with people that the way they park in these parking zones? Because there are an awful lot of streets that are listed in these parking zones as I look at the draft of this particular ordinance, and they are not all just all the side streets over by the train station. Some of them are side streets in the Clara Barton area. There are even a few in the Stony Road area. So I'm a little curious as to just exactly where we're going to be doing this.
Counsel?
Council President, this is not limited to that, but this council has expressed some concern over time about certain areas, that's being one of them by the train station, but that's not where it's limited to. This is people, parking in handicap parking spaces that they're not supposed to be, parking in areas that they're not supposed to be, parking on in areas that they're not supposed to be parking. But it's not limited to that, but they do work hand in hand. Ultimately, that ordinance will assist and provide the parking enforcement officers, if they're hired, if this ordinance is adopted, with more enforcement powers, stricter enforcement powers, but it's not limited to that area.
Okay. I guess the thing that I'm a little concerned about is that in order to have this parking officer be effective, that we're going to expect that X number of tickets be given out in order to justify the salary for this person, and that could lead to some dissatisfaction by a lot of residents who all of a sudden get tickets, or, as we've had in the past, didn't have the proper kind of decal or hanging whatever in their car, and they were perfectly okay there, but because there's a question about how to administer these things, they don't always get administered very well. We really need to make sure that we're doing things in a way that's going to work to the satisfaction of the residents. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else on 1676?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Any council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Griffin-Dusack?
Yes.
Councilmember Mascola?
Yes.
Councilmember Massaro?
Yes.
Councilmember Perelstein?
Yes.
Councilmember Sigliano,
Yes.
Council President Deal.
Yes. Okay, new business, 1677. Clerk, read by title, please.
An ordinance awarding a lease for the Meadow Road Recycling Center to Empire Recycling, Inc.
Okay, can we have a motion to introduce?
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law, set down for further consideration in a public hearing on Wednesday, January 14, 2009.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Griffin Usack,
Yes.
Councilmember Mascola,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzaro,
Yes.
Councilmember Pearlstein,
Yes.
Councilmember Sigliano,
Yes for introduction.
Council President Deal.
Yes. 1678. Clerk, read by title, please.
An ordinance amending Title II of the Code of the Township of Edison entitled Administration.
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law for further consideration and public hearing, set down for Wednesday, January 14th, 2009.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Griffin Usack,
Yes.
Councilmember Mascola,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzaro,
For introduction, yes.
Councilmember Pearlstein,
Yes.
Councilmember Sigliano,
No.
Council President Deal.
Yes for introduction. 1679. Clerk, read by title, please.
An ordinance amending Title II-33.6 of the Code of the Township of Edison entitled Firefighters Promotion Procedures.
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law for further consideration and public hearing, set down for Wednesday, January 14th, 2009.
Second.
Okay, any council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Griffin Usack,
Yes.
Councilmember Mascola,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzaro,
For introduction, yes.
Councilmember Pearlstein,
Yes.
Councilmember Sigliano,
Yes for introduction.
Council President Deal.
Yes. 1680. Clerk, read by title, please.
An ordinance amending Title VII of the Code of the Township of Edison regarding residential permit zones.
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law, set down for further consideration in a public hearing on Wednesday, January 14, 2009.
Second.
Any council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Griffin Usack,
Yes.
Councilmember Mascola,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzaro,
Yes.
Councilmember Pearlstein,
Yes.
Councilmember Sigliano,
Yes for introduction.
Council President Deal.
Yes. Now, we're going to add this, motion to add this. Okay. I need a motion to add 672. It's a stormwater ordinance. I'm sorry, resolution.
Motion to add.
All right. Do we have that? Do we have a motion to add that?
Motion to add the
Do we
stormwater.
have it here, Council President?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
It was
Yeah, it's in the packets. It was. We talked about it earlier, too.
Right.
Mr. Medina did. The stormwater management, 672, under engineering.
As Council President,
I'm sorry, sir, no, I was just, Councilwoman Rosigliano was looking for it, and I want to let her know that we do have it. Okay? And I know you spoke about it earlier, and right now, we're just voting to add it to our consent agenda. All right, Councilwoman, you all right?
Yeah, I'm looking to get my hands on it.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll find it.
Okay, do we have a motion to add? And we do, and we have a second. Roll call, please.
Second.
Councilmember Griffin Usack,
Yes.
Councilmember Mascola,
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzaro,
Yes.
Councilmember Pearlstein,
Yes.
Councilmember Sigliano,
I'm sorry, what are we voting on?
Motion
To add it?
To add, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
to add.
Okay.
Council President Deal.
Yes. Okay, I'd like to open up the public comment on the resolutions. Mr. Peasy.
Sal Peasy, 35 Trenton Avenue. I think the administration, R669 resolution providing reappointment of John Medina to the position of municipal engineer. I think the administration hit a home run when they hired Mr. Medina. I worked with him while I was on the council, and I found him to be extremely professional and complete. And I urge you to support this resolution. On R640. R640 is my only concern with that, and it has nothing to do with, we have no control over it, but when Shirley Bishop mentioned that it's going to be 5 Yeah, for every 5 new developments, we have a COA requirement, and every 16 jobs. Now, with the 16 job, every 16 jobs have a COA requirement, and we're going to get money in lieu of building a COA unit. We're only going to be getting 2.5% of the face value, the assessed value of the unit. The balance of the unit we have to come up with. So we're going to